Good evening. Welcome to the West Clermont School Board December 8th board meeting. Mr. Romano, please take roll.
Mr. Patton.
Present.
Mr. Rudy.
Present.
Mr. Chumley.
Present.
Ms. Sanborn.
Present.
Mrs. Spencer.
Present.
All present.
Thank you. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag Next is, would someone like to make a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Sorry.
Mr. Rudy, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Chumley, thank you. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Patton.
Yes.
5 yes.
Next, it looks like we have a group of some holiday performers. Just presenting that.
You're up.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mrs. Gould, and I am the music teacher at Clough Pike Elementary School and at Merwin Elementary School for some days. I know we have some Merwin friends here, too. Hi. And our Clough Pike third graders are going to be singing a song called Snow, written by Teresa Jennings.
That was a great job. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. You guys did a great job. So now it looks like we're moving on to the West Clermont High School Social Studies teachers.
Good evening, President Patton, members of the board. So we're going to bring our tonight's nominees up. Our two social studies teachers are unfortunately unable to make it tonight, but we still want to recognize them. And then we have Ms. Preston, who will be our second honoree tonight. So first off, our two social studies teachers. One is Luke Newton, and Luke is a teacher at the high school. West Clermont proudly recognizes Luke Newton, recipient of the Emerging Social Studies Teacher of the Year from the Ohio Council for the Social Studies. This award honors exceptional educators within their first 5 years of teaching who demonstrate outstanding dedication, skill, and care in their teaching craft. Luke exemplifies excellence in the teaching of social studies content and skills, and he is widely regarded by his colleagues as an exceptional practitioner who brings curiosity, engagement, and strong instructional practices to his classroom each day. So we congratulate Luke on this well-deserved statewide honor. And second is secondary social studies teacher Robin Hornberger. West Clermont proudly recognizes Robin Hornberger, who has been named the secondary social studies teacher of the year by the Ohio Council for Social Studies. This distinguished honor recognizes veteran educators, those in their 6th year or beyond, who demonstrate exceptional dedication, instructional expertise, and deep care for students. Robin's commitment to high-quality social studies instruction, her ability to engage students in meaningful inquiry, and the deep respect she has earned from colleagues exemplify the highest standard of this profession. So thank you to Robin and her work.
Jenny, before you
Yes.
introduce the next one, if you're Clough parents and you want to go, we understand. So thank you for coming out. We appreciate it.
Thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Wonderful. I know what they're singing on the night before a snow day now. So I got that in my head.
All right, so Miss Preston continues to be recognized for this, so I don't think it's ever going to stop. But so Ellie Preston, our Assistant Superintendent, Chief Learning Officer, is being recognized tonight for both the extraordinary work she did in her leadership in hosting and organizing the first annual Clermont County Professional Learning Conference on November 4th at West Clermont High School. 1,600 educators from across Clermont County came together to learn from and network with one another through keynote speaker Willie Spears and individual breakout networking sessions. Ellie encouraged our very own West Clermont staff to highlight the good work that they do as presenters and assigned both the district office and our building administrators to facilitate several different groups. Thank you to all who stepped up to serve throughout the day. The West Clermont way, our people and our facilities were seen and recognized as exemplary throughout the county. We are proud and grateful for this opportunity. So, thank you, Ellen.
Is she not going to come up and shake our hand?
Come on, Allie, come on.
Miss Preston. So next up,
Our
looks
student
like
voice.
Student voice with from Merwin.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Caraher, and I am proud to serve as the principal at Merwin Elementary. I would like to sincerely thank all of you for giving me this opportunity, having just joined the West Clermont family in August. Since coming to Merwin, I have had the privilege of working alongside our amazing assistant principal, Trista Harold. When learning about this opportunity for presenting this evening, I knew Trista was exactly the right person to highlight our students. When she came to me and asked about talking tonight with Leader and Me, it was not a surprise. Trista consistently models the 7 habits in her daily work. She truly puts first things first. She stays focused on what matters for all of our students, and she regularly synergizes or collaborates, bringing people together to create strong outcomes. She is an active listener who is open to new thoughts and ideas, and she is deeply reflective about how she can continue to make Merwin the best school possible. Because of her leadership, we are able to proudly showcase this evening our students and how Leader and Me impacts them. At this time, I'm happy to introduce Trista Harold.
Thank you. My name is Trista Harold. I'm the assistant principal at Merwin. Tonight, I'm excited to highlight a powerful example of how our students are living out our district's portrait of a graduate through our implementation of Leader and Me. One way they do this is through their leadership roles. These roles aren't just classroom jobs, they extend beyond the classroom and contribute to the success of our entire school community. Tonight, they will share their leadership roles with you, what they do, what they've learned, and how these responsibilities help shape the leaders they are becoming. I hope hearing from our Mustangs will inspire each of you here on the board and in our audience to provide leadership opportunities for the students that are in your life. Can they use this one?
Yes.
My name is Macy Carmesino. I am proud of my jobs that include being bus bag manager and part of the Celebration Brigade. Celebration Brigade involves being crafty, and with that, we make people smile. People smile with the positive notes they get. With bus bag manager, I help the drivers out so they don't have to go back and forth to get Mustang money. With having many jobs comes many responsibilities, and leaders have to be able to take care of many things. Leaders make people smile, and they also help them out when they need help.
My name is Bishop. My name is Bishop, and I want to help the students and staff in the school. I do this by doing the Mustang Pledge. My job involves standing in front of the whole school and saying the Mustang Pledge. I do this job so teachers don't have to do it, and I have a good time doing it because I get to greet the teachers in the office. My job helps to show others to be brave and do speeches. I want to be a president or a board member like my dad when I grow up. My job also helps me speak up and will help me be prepared to speak in front of the whole state or city when I grow up.
My name is Easton. I am proud to have the honor of filling the bus bags. As the bus bag supervisor, this job helps kids get Mustang money and be recognized for standing out and doing the right thing on the bus. I am proud to do this job and help out. My name is Arabella. I'm a 4th grade student at Merwin Elementary. My leadership role is to say the Mustang Pledge on the announcements. This job is important because it helps kids be kind and do better in school. I applied for this job to try something new and face my fear of being on the announcements. This shows bravery.
They worked really hard to create their scripts, and we practice every single day. I am so proud of them. We also have one student that wasn't able to attend, so shout out to Bradley, who couldn't be here.
So next up is public speaking. We have nobody that has signed up, so we will move on to the consent agenda. Sorry, Josh.
No, you're good. Good evening. In front of you is the personnel agenda for Monday, December 8th. I wanted to make sure to highlight our retirees from the agenda. Congratulations to Eric Grippa, a currently a science teacher at West Clermont High School. Eric has served the district for 29 years. Any questions for me on tonight's personnel agenda? Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Ms. Preston.
Sorry, I was touched by the student who talked about stepping outside of her comfort zone and doing something brave. That spoke to me. Okay, item 8.02 for your consideration is our online learning plan. So the state of Ohio has done away with what was once called a blizzard bag. And blizzard bags were, it was a term that referenced a way that students could make up lost instructional time due to calamity days. And it used to be that you could like send a packet of information, home, and that sort of met the mark. Well, really post-COVID, the state has really said like, that doesn't cut the mark anymore. And so districts are required to work alongside of their Teachers Association and their board to approve and to then submit to the state their plan for how, in the case that we exceed our 5 calamity days, what would in fact be our plan for making up for up to 3 days worth of instruction. And so what you see before you is our plan. It's based in large part on the things that we did during COVID, actually. And so this plan is general enough that it gives us some flexibility, but specific enough as it relates to some of the requirements that the state has laid out, such as, how are you going to take attendance? How are you going to the extent possible, allow for synchronous learning to occur? How are you going to, address ensuring that the needs of diverse learners are met, those sorts of things. And so we've worked alongside of the association to put this plan together and bring it for you this evening. The next item, we have a few field trips, so just hang with me here for a couple of minutes. We have items 8.03 and 8.05 are for boys and girls wrestling at the Marion Harding Classic. So that is a field trip that we've taken in the past few years. It's a rather large wrestling tournament that occurs, so both our boys and girls will be going. They're sort of back-to-back days. They're not there wrestling at the same time, but the girls first and then the boys. Item 8.04 is for our Educators Rising Conference. These are students who participate in our Teacher Academy program. This is a field trip that allows them to participate in the state conference. Item 8.06 is for the West Clermont Middle School cheerleading team to participate in the national cheerleading competition in Orlando. You have previously approved the high school cheerleading team to participate. The middle school cheerleading team is also interested in participating in this same competition. The difference being, well, it's similar. They will be traveling with their families, and with their families when they're not with the team participating in team events. So, if there are no questions, those are my items as part of the consent agenda for this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Preston.
Thank you.
Looks like we have Mr. Gephardt.
I have to stand on my toes. 8.07 is a policy update. This is our second reading for you. This again came out. We went through the first reading at the last board meeting. This is our second reading. We're going to ask you to approve this. This would include 5 revisions and 1 new policy.
Thank you.
Item 8.08 is request for approval of minutes. Those are for the regular business meeting that was held on November 20th, 2025. Item 8.09 is request for approval of donations. Those were the donations for November that were placed. There were 3 of them: Nuxle Foundation, Raising Cane's, and Samantha's Bachelor. There was a donation. Item 8.10 is a request to approve to have the authorization for the superintendent and treasurer to negotiate and execute contracts as presented. There are actually 4 of them, 1 for Learnwell, 2 for DeBra Kumpel, hopefully I got that correct, for food service, and there's 1 for Lango that was added today, that is for language interpretations. Item 8.11 is a request to amend and supplement the appropriations for fiscal year '25. There's some minor adjustments. Most of those are for our state and federal programs where we did receive our final number allocations, and there were some slight adjustments within those appropriations for that. There was no adjustment to the general fund, but just to the state and federal programs and other local funds. Item 8.12 is a request to approve the financial statements, bills paid, and investments for November 2025. Those are the documents that are attached under the content section of this agenda. And so the consent agenda is items 8.01 through 8.12 as requested.
Thank you, Mr. Romano. You've heard the recommendation. Would someone like to make a motion? Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Spencer. Is there any discussion? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Patton.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
5 yes. Thank you.
Okay, under our superintendent's business, Allie's going to talk about the district calendar for the school year 26-27.
Good evening. So just as we did with the online learning plan, we collaborated with our district administrators and our WCEA, our Teachers Association, to put together a draft calendar for the 26-27 school year. I'll hit a few highlights, things that are similar and then also different from previous calendars. We this year added a 4th day to the beginning of the calendar. By contract, we have certain requirements for what the purpose of each of those days would be devoted to. So the district has 1 day, the building has a day, and then teachers have a day. What we've been using our district day for has been to support Leader in Me professional development. And that has sort of made things a little challenging where the buildings then, are a little strapped for some additional time. And so we had a request made to see if there was a way that we could add a 4th day at the beginning of the year. That's, for teachers to come back before students come. So that's one thing that's different in this calendar than in previous calendars. We were able to, really because of how Memorial Day falls, we had a bit of flexibility that we hadn't been able to have in some previous calendars to be able to bring a fall break back to our families. That was something that this year we really didn't have in place in the same kind of way that we had been able to previously, and that was something that sort of came up as a topic for people to see if there was any flexibility to try to find a way for that to come back. So that is there. This calendar does add 1 more student day to the calendar than our current calendar. So there's actually more time for instruction than, in this calendar and in subsequent calendars. We worked with our association around the timing of spring break to have it be conducive to both when the testing calendar, the state testing calendar, as well as trying to space out the breaks a bit so that we didn't have like months and months and months without a break. And so we feel like we found a pretty good spot there. If you look at our professional development days alongside of our teacher work days, There is a teacher workday at the end of each quarter. That is by contract for that to be in place. And those are days for teachers to really be able to catch up on, like ensure that they're reporting accurate information to families around student progress for that quarter, to kind of get a leg up on planning for the next quarter. And so those are days really devoted exclusively to teachers for that time. So that's what those end of quarter teacher workdays represent. And then additionally, there is about on average, with the exception of November, where we have 2 professional development days. One is for this conference that we were just talking about earlier in the meeting. And then the other is for an additional professional development day. But then each month beyond November, up until February, there's 1 professional development day in that month. So that sort of hits the highlights. I don't know if you have any questions. We're not asking you to approve it tonight. We have, by statute, have 30 days for it to be out there as kind of a draft. There was a public hearing before the meeting today. We did not receive any feedback related to the calendar, and so we'll be bringing it back to you in January for your approval.
I do have a question. So
Yes,
when
ma'am.
is the first day for the teachers to come back? You said you added 2 a day at the beginning of the year?
Yes.
So
So
would
the first day for teachers is the 12th of August. So it would be the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, and the 17th for teachers. We have two views of this calendar. One is for what you have here is like the parent version, the
Right.
public-facing version of the calendar. We also have a version that's kind of the staff view of that calendar. So I will send to you all both versions so you can kind of see both of them. We don't want to confuse families with more information than what they actually need to have, because it kind of gets, it sort of might get a little confusing. But yes, the teachers will start on the 12th. So it'd be that 12th, the 13th, the 14th, and the 17th. Great question. Any other questions?
That makes more sense now, because I was trying to think like, what?
Yeah, and it's really because of those 2 views. So like I said, I'll share with you both views of that calendar.
Okay. Is that like a week earlier than last year?
No.
Just,
Mm-mm.
okay, good, okay. I'm sure they're thrilled.
Yeah, and it's really challenging when, everybody, in an ideal world, people want to come back to school after Labor Day. They want to be finished by Memorial Day. We want to have, it's just, you can only slice days so many ways. And by contract, we have so many teacher work days that we're obligated to have. And so we're always looking for as creative ways as possible to to make this happen while maximizing instructional time prior to testing. So I feel like we feel really comfortable with where things have landed for this year.
Well, I'm sure you appreciate too that the parents have to look at this and think, you're off again?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is part of the reason why we were able to add another student day back is, really, and every year you'd think it wouldn't be as challenging as it actually is to lay this all out. But, with Memorial Day being the very latest that it could be, that freed up some flexibility. But then if it's a week earlier than that, then that sort of like throws everything off. So it really is kind of like a juggling game to try to make it all work.
I'm sure.
So with that statement, I want to say thank you. I appreciate the fact of all of the teams coming together to get this, because again, it is what's contractually negotiable with our union and so there's a lot that goes in putting this calendar together.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the whole teams coming together.
Yeah,
to make
and
this
we
work.
really have a really strong partnership with our teacher association. It's really important for us that they are, at the table alongside of us, because we know that there are times where not everybody's going to be happy by decisions that you make, but we really try to stay grounded in what we believe is going to be best for our students, for our families, and for our staff. And so this is what we're bringing forward to you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you.
Next looks like Larry Freeze.
Good evening. So item 9.02 presents 2 consent agreements to you. They were presented to us by the Ohio Emergency Management Agency. These refer to the Ohio Persistent Cyber Improvement Training Program that we are engaged in. essentially FEMA made money available to the state that they could then apply to cybersecurity initiatives throughout the state, kind of as they saw fit, but it had to benefit state, local, county organizations, school districts as well. And so they opted to create the OPCI. So these are for funding year 22, FY 22 and FY 24. And essentially, it just kind of confirms that we are receiving those services, that they are a benefit to us from a cybersecurity standpoint.
So why is it lag? Because it doesn't include 24, 25. It seems like it's going backwards instead of.
Well, these were the funding years that FEMA made the money available to the state. So
Okay.
that's sort of the pools, I think, that FEMA had pulled that money out of to provide to the states. And it's not just Ohio, it's all the states. But these are the two specific years that the money was utilized for this program, and that's why it addresses those years specifically.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So if I'm reading that correct, that is an actionable item. Yep, so you guys have heard the recommendation. Would someone like to make a motion? So moved. Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Sanborn, thank you. Is there any other discussion? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Patton.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley. Yes. 5 yes.
Thank you.
All right, for my superintendent comments, I wanted to have 3 things I wanted to discuss. The first is we're on our second round of Principal Pride and District Drive. That's the old articulation. So I go and visit all the schools. The principal takes a moment to celebrate their staff, and I get to be in that celebration with them. And then I give them updates on where we're at, things that are happening in the district. So we've been at West Clermont High School and WT. Tomorrow, I think we do the middle school, Amelia, and Holly Hill. So it's going to be a round robin tomorrow. But we spend about 45, 50 minutes, and it's just a chance for me to be one-on-one with the staff and to kind of share with them what we're doing, and they share with the celebration that they're. It's actually, it's nice. We get to hear some good things, and we get to tell them about the current situation of our district. So, second thing I wanted to talk about was Dan, Ellie, Randy, Chuck, and I met with Dean Bauer at UC Clermont to try to reinforce and build on that partnership. That happened last Friday. Just came together to talk about how can we continue to support offering motivation and opportunities for our high school kids doing that transition from high school to college. One of the things that they pointed out that piqued me was if you're on free and reduced lunch, you can get your first 2 years paid for through a Pell Grant. So you could go to college for free. Wow. And so we talked with their registrar, their funding, their department heads, and so start having conversations with how do we get that information into the hands of our parents so that they know they can make sure they're doing all the things they need to do to have that opportunity for their kids. And so Ellie is on a team with them to work through different ways that we can continue to build that partnership and make that transition very fluid. And then finally, I wanted to share this. Becky came running into my office and talked about, guess how many Facebook followers we have? She got real excited. So just in terms of how do we get our message out to our community, on Instagram we have almost 3,100 followers. On Twitter or X we have 5,300. And then on Facebook, to Becky's excitement, we hit 15,000 followers last week. So we continue to push out all the great things that we're doing in all avenues of social media so that our community and the world can see the great things that we're doing in West Clermont.
Thank you, Dr. Foltz. Moving on to Treasurer's Business.
Okay, there are 2 actions that I have on Treasurer's Business. The first is the filing for and collecting unclaimed funds. There are unclaimed funds that are held by the state. In order for us to retrieve those, the part of an action item that is needed by the board is to specifically designate an individual or individuals that can go file and claim those funds for the school district and or the schools within that school district. So this is a request for authorization for the treasurer and assistant treasurer to seek unclaimed funds in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you, Mr. Romano. You've heard the recommendation. Would someone like to make a motion? So moved. Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Sanborn. Is there any discussion? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy?
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mr. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Chumley?
Yes.
5 yes. Thank you. Item 10.02 is request to approve the Union Township TIF resolution approving the granting of a tax increment finance exemption as presented. This specific TIF, which is the Glenesti Icolts mixed use, is consistent with the most recent and past TIFs from Union Township, where they do make whole the school district. So that is the calculation for the improvement that is being requested of the property that's being tax exempt. The calculation is done so that the taxes that would have otherwise been collected, passed on to the school district, there is a payment in lieu of tax that comes from the township to the school district. So the request is to approve the Union Township TIF resolution approving the granting of a tax increment finance exemption for the Glenesti Icolts mixed use.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation. Would someone like to make a motion? So moved. Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Chumley. Mr. Romano, I do, as far as discussion, I do have a question. So again, reading over this, we see these TIFs quite a bit coming from Union Township, but there was something that caught my attention, and I just would like some clarification. It says, I don't know exactly the page or the section, probably section 2. It says, by executing this agreement, the school district specifically agrees and acknowledges that it shall have no rights to or entitlement whatsoever to receive any distribution of any property tax rollback revenues received by the township. Could you explain that to me, please?
Sure. So the calculation that's done for the payment in lieu of taxes, we actually do two different calculations, and then also Union Township verifies it too. So the first calculation is we take that exempt property, multiply it times the millage rate that we would otherwise receive, and the only millage rate that is not included in there is for the bond retirement, which this current year, it was 1 mil. In future years, it will probably be less than that, okay? But that's the only thing that's not included in that. That has been a standard that has been set for as long as I can go back and look at the make whole agreements. But we are made whole on everything. So the homestead rollback comes into play. So if we were to receive, if that piece of property were to be taxed, we would only receive from the county pretty much the 87.5%. We wouldn't receive the homestead rollback portion of it, which is 12.5%, which comes from the state. In this, all of that is exempted out, and we get the whole amount, including that homestead rollback, from the township. So in case the state would pay them something, which I don't know why they would on the homestead rollback because it's exempt property, okay, then we wouldn't be entitled to it, but that's actually not the case. I've asked council, why is that even in there? And no one can give me a definitive answer. All I know for sure is that the total tax rate on that valuation that is exempted, we do our assessed tax rate on it, which would include that homestead rollback amount, so we are made whole on that total amount to that. So it's a good question. It's one that's been asked before. I've asked it. And the clarifying question of it is we are made whole with it.
Okay.
So regardless of that paragraph.
Awesome. Perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
I have a question. The area that they're renovating, it looks like it's down by the roundabout. Is that where it is?
I believe so, yes.
Where those wooded areas is?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, several parcels that are in there, the way it draws it out.
Right, and it just looks a little odd, but then I see the roundabout, so it looks like it's
Yeah,
down
and
by that area.
Right, it's by that area, and if you can see the different parcels, I think it kind of overlaps into the street to the back of Walmart, maybe? Is that right? I believe that's the Walmart
Yeah.
building with that, so I don't know if they're gonna redo that area into maybe one parcel, but that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
I will tell you, from my past experience, and from the tips that have been brought us before, you can see on the other roundabout that's known to me, they make use of pieces of land that I said, when I see the tip, it's like, how are they gonna do that? But once they get it up, it looks pretty neat. So they're making good use of property that otherwise would not be revenue producing to this school district. So we much appreciate that.
Yes, I absolutely appreciate our partnership that we have with Union Township. So, is there any other discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Pat.
Yes.
5 yes, thank you. Just briefly, a couple other comments. First of all, there was a previous TIF resolution, excuse me, information for Pierce. That was for the Pondview TIF. That did go through as a 75%, 10-year TIF agreement. Although that did go through, we still are having some discussions with the Pierce Township administrators that if that could convert into a 30-year 100% or some other variation where both the township and the school district mutually benefit, with a different format with it, then we would come back to the board and make that request. Not to add other things to your holiday schedules, but if that discussion, negotiation does come through, I may ask the board to meet to approve a resolution for that before the first of the year, okay? I did receive a phone call and had some discussion today from the township with that, so I just kind of wanted to put that on notice that that may happen, okay, to do that. It's not going to happen unless it really mutually benefits both the township and the school district, okay, to do that. Second thing is, as I mentioned at the November 20th meeting, we are required to do a tax budget for the fiscal year 26-27. I did provide the timeline to the board in the update. It did require that we advertise a public notice for that tax budget. We will have a tax budget hearing that's been put on the calendar, and then we'll have the tax budget presented to the board at the organizational meeting in January to be approved. So that schedule has been set. Working now with the county and getting the estimates for the 26-27 year. Don't know if we'll have all that information in, but we'll use the 5-year forecast plus any new information to construct that tax budget together as we do that. Last thing is, I think, unless we have that meeting, regarding the Pierce TIF, it's the last meeting before the holidays, so to the board and to the community, happy holidays and have a joyful one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Romano. So next on the board business is the public piece of it. This is the organizational meeting and selection of the president pro tem, sorry. Let me read this. What is it?
Pro tem.
Pro tem, yeah. I'm assuming, Mr. Romano, I need to read this whole.
Yes, I would.
Okay, so just bear with me while I read this too. And on a side note, I got new glasses. I hit that age where I've got. So
No excuses, no excuses.
I've been off a little bit because I'm having to constantly adjust my head, so I do apologize. I'm still learning the glasses here. So, statutory requirement, Ohio law, I don't know if any of it says organizational meeting. The Board of Education is required by statute to meet during the first 15 days of January of each year to organize by electing one of its members president and another vice president, both to serve 1 year. Ohio law, regular meeting. At the time of the organizational meeting, each Board of Education is required to fix the time for holding its regular meeting, which shall be held at least once every 2 months. The board shall establish the date and organizational meeting. Ours is January the 12th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. at the Union Township Hall here at the Civic Center. Points of the business of the organizational meeting will be to organize the new Board of Education, electing a president and vice president for the calendar year of 2026, and developing a schedule of regularly meeting for calendar year 2026. So what we will be voting on tonight is the board shall appoint a president pro tem for the organizational meeting. So I believe at this point, if someone would like to make a motion.
To nominate who would be the president.
Who would run the organizational meeting on January the 12th?
I'll move Ryan Patton to be president pro tem.
I second. Do we second? I second.
Put it with somebody else, just,
So we can do a roll on that. Is there another nomination?
No.
We just do a quick roll for that.
roll call, please.
Okay. Mr. Rudy?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mr. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Chumley?
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn?
Yes.
5 yes. And so, and then what I would do is just do a request or a motion to approve the resolution, okay, or that action, the whole action item.
Okay, so I would I will put it on the form of a motion to recognize that motion that we just did. Would someone like to second it?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Rudy?
Yes.
Mr. Chumley?
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
5 yes. Okay.
Thank you, guys, I appreciate that. Next is board comments. Mrs. Spencer?
Well, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I know the kids were here, and that was a lot of fun. And again, it's a challenge, though. Everybody's in the swing of holiday shopping and doing everything that needs to be done. But I appreciate all the parents and all the kids coming out, and we really enjoy it. I love it myself. I think it's fun. And I think the kids really do well. It's really good for them to kind of get out of their comfort zone, like she was saying, to kind of say, you know what, this is kind of cool. And some kids really, really like it. Which is a lot of fun to watch. But, yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out, and have everybody have a nice holiday and be safe. I think we might get some more snow, I heard. So just be safe and have a nice holiday break.
Thank you, Ms. Spencer. Ms. Sanborn?
I also appreciated all the kids that came out tonight. I think that shows that they're in the spirit of Christmas, and they're thinking about what Santa Claus is going to bring them for Christmas. And so I really enjoy all of that, and I appreciate their time and their talent. They're a very talented group of students, and I appreciate the principal at Clough Pike and the assistant principal at Clough. They really do a great job of bringing the kids here and making sure that everything goes smoothly, and especially the music teacher. She's just really awesome. You can tell she really enjoys what she does.
She's phenomenal.
So I appreciate that. And on the side note, I'm glad that we're now at the end of the year, and we're getting ready to start off a new year, and we'll have a new board retreat, and I'm looking forward to that. Thanks.
Ms. Sanborn? Mr. Chumley?
Yeah, if you didn't know, the kid with the mullet and the smack socks was mine. He has been excited. He's been talking about this for 2 weeks. But I'm really proud of him and all the other kids that presented and sang for us. And I know they're excited for break. Me, not quite as much, but no, I enjoy this time of the year. Christmas is always fun. And I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. I ate way too much. I can barely fit in my clothes right now. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good Christmas break as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chumley. Mr. Rudy?
Mr. Taylor, I'm a little disappointed. Where's the elf? Is he on the shelf somewhere? Your elf on the shelf.
Yeah, Mr. Stahl couldn't be here tonight. He had some swim meets for his kids. But rest assured, it'll be on social media. He is bringing lots of festive joy to the kids in the school.
Well, I think it is very cool that we have principals like him and like Mr. Young at Holly Hill that are willing to put themselves out there for the kids. I was so excited to see it. Part of the reason is he's an ex-student. He's traveled with me twice to Europe. And I'm just very, very proud of him. Like a proud parent moment, since I'm his adopted dad.
I was going to call him real quick. You're getting shout out, man.
It's absolutely wonderful and heartwarming to me. That stuff like that just really speaks to me. So I know the kids love it. And he makes a perfect elf. I would have never guessed.
He loves doing it, and I am okay with that.
And him on the roof, that was really good.
what I gotta segue into. Elf on the shelf. Let me get focused here. Again, the presentation that we had tonight, that's what I enjoy to see. The kids coming and singing and the groups that came up and was doing their presentation. That's really good. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate the parents coming in, taking the time out of their busy day to do that. Again, I very much appreciate that. Just a reminder, the organizational meeting will be held January the 12th, 2026, at 5:30. It is a different timing, but it will be here at the Civic Center. So just, you put that on your calendar. And I just wish everybody happy holidays. I hope everybody gets some time to spend it with the family and to just take some well-deserved rest and just enjoy the holiday. And so, yeah. So with that being said, to not ramble anymore, we do not have a need to go into executive session. So would someone like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Spencer. Is there, I'm assuming no discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Patton.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
5 yes to adjourn.
Thank you, guys.
It is before 8 p.m.